What do we got? We got ourselves Team Seavark hanging around. Team Wizards over here. Seavark hanging out as Arcane some more. Changes Mog a little bit. Cyclone God exit in the back. D-Clock hanging at the side. What is he? Destro? He has to be Destro. We got Destro has more than a holy action. And we got glowing reviews for this bad boy playing that Elemental versus Boss Kill. Let's see how many bosses we got in this group. We got Hash Love. We got ourselves Shadow Steppy. I like it. Wait. Shadow Wispy? Oh, I like the Nightborn. Nightborn rogues look dope, by the way. Something about it, dude. That looks hot. We got ourselves Zansoa and Spartan. It's gonna be going up first, so as it looks like Cyclone God is already trotting his bare ass around, his turtle ass around into the arena. Who's gonna verse him? Looks like it's gonna be Hash Love up first. As an Assassination rogue, it's probably as good of a matchup as Assassination for Feral to give, you know? That's probably as close as it's gonna get. Besides maybe like Cyclone or like a Feral and a Monk. That's I think another close match. Gonna be thorns off the bat and Hash Love gonna get hit with a bat. Trickets out of it immediately. Gonna go for a blood of the enemy with Vendetta onto Cyclone God. He's actually just gonna go for a little bit of that roar. Just trying to see if he can get himself a reset from the rogue. It looks like it's landing kind of a reset. Trying to jick him around. Does that a full reset. Does AoE the rogue out. Hash Love still had a Vendetta rolling on him. But that's gonna be Vendetta down for the time being. Does go for a cheap shot onto Cyclone. Big damage onto the Feral. Not tricking a single thing. Gonna get, oh my god. Blinding. That's gonna be instant chicken for Cyclone. He's gonna try to respond. Cloak of Shadows and Evasion rolling for Hash Love. How did Cyclone get so low and then come back from that? How did that happen? How did he get so low and then come back from that? How did that just happen? How did that just happen? I don't understand. Hash Love just kind of find him. I think what Cyclone God swipes him out of there. Thorns are up, so Hash Love simply cannot hit into it. That's free damage for Cyclone. Does land a big bite. Gonna be a vanish out of Hash Love, and Cyclone does some bleeds on him already. Just waiting for that rogue to come out any moment. Gonna be that Safeguard Trinket coming up. Is gonna be able to catch a resell Cyclone. Just hanging up by his pillow. Backed up for a second, seeing if he can find the rogue. And both of these guys are going to get himself a bit of an AoE. Oh, reset almost happened. But Hash Love does get found out. Does then a cheap shot onto Cyclone God. Big damage on the Cyclone God out of nowhere. What was that? Envenom damage. Does he just go for a big Envenoms? What was that? He actually basically obliterated the guy. You know, but just one-shot this poor dude. Are you kidding? But no, Hash is also fairly one-shot. The dots are taken down. Big damage from the bleeds. The big procs. He just got procced on so hard. And down he goes. Cyclone God is going to catch a reset. What was that in Venom? What is that? He didn't even pop the trinket, did he? He never... Oh my goodness. I want to see what that... He did Assassination. That was insane. The next up is going to be... Looks like Zansoa. Zansoa does get a cheap shot onto Cyclone God. Gonna go for Vendetta right now. Trying to get the damage up and running. He's gonna go for a Mark for Death kidney shot right now. Trying to see if he can get a big Envenom in there too. Gonna be Thorns up and running. Trinkets out of the bash immediately. Cyclone God is actually very low health. Gonna be Shadow Step by Zansoa with a Cloak of Shadows as he is trying to deal with the Thorns by trying to avoid the damage as best as possible. Still taking bleed damage, not damage, but he's still relentless with his attack on the Cyclone God. Another kidney shot does come out as a Safeguard Trinket comes in for Cyclone. And Cyclone is going to go for a bit of that fell. Actually, no, he goes out for that Lucid Dream in order to get himself a bunch of energy. Zansoa does catch advantage for a second, and Cyclone God looking for that massive re-heal. This is where I feel like Zansoa should have probably stayed on the man the whole time. We can actually see some of the cooldowns for Zansoa. It's not Toxic Blade. He's all about that big in the Venom, Exsanguinate. But that's going to be some bleeds. Put him in a root. And I think he's just going to die to the bleeds. I feel like he had Cyclone God X on such a low ground with his opener. I would have stuck with it, man. I would have trucked it out, but he separated from him for a second. And Cyclone just healed to full. It was in a sub. I was in a vest. Oh, is that what it was? That first guy was a sub rogue? Hash Love? Oh, that might have been it, actually. Yeah, I didn't even notice. That might have been it, actually. That would explain it a lot. Gonna be a stun onto Wisp, as Cyclone is gonna get a full bite, getting all the bleeds up and running. Gonna be a stun onto Cyclone, but those Thorns are doing damage back to Wisp. Gonna have his Safeguard Trinket proccing, is gonna get a concoction rolling Trying to wait out for that Vendetta to get a perfect Vendetta setup. Trying to stay onto Cyclone as best as possible. Nice and Venom. The damage is actually starting to creep up on Cyclone as he's trying to shake this Rogue off. Gonna get a bite back into the Rogue. Is he gonna go for a root? No, he's not. He's actually just gonna go for a self-heal. That's where a Shadow Step could have used a throw knife in order to slow down Wisp God, or Cyclone God. Force it maybe to kind of like cleanse himself, then try to go for a heal. Would have been extra global to work with. That's going to be a Vendetta coming now for Shadow Step. No, actually, no, it isn't. He used Vendetta earlier, it looks like. I'm not exactly sure when he did that. That was Spart's cooldown's actually just flaring. It wasn't Shadow Wisp. It was a Spart's cooldown. Big bite onto Shadow, and it looks like they're going to go down. Cyclone taking another Rogue out. 5 minutes in, and Boss Killer, is he going to be able to take out this boss? Cyclone got X, playing the long setup. Is going to land the opener, getting those dots onto boss. Is even going to hit him on the root. Is he going to go for that hand of freedom? Nope, just going to try to see if he can heal through the damage. Cyclone getting the Skull Bash. What was that? Didn't even move anywhere with that Skull Bash. Just got that long range interrupt regardless. Getting some big procs onto Boss Killer though. Gonna be a bash stun onto Cyclone, trick us out of it immediately. This is where Wings come in for Boss Killer. Could try to go for Shield of Vengeance. Try to see if he can get that thing to pop next to Cyclone. Not gonna happen. Boss Killer actually rooted out in the open. Tried to pony up, couldn't quite catch up to Cyclone. Cyclone catching another reset opener onto the Boss Killer. The Wings don't even scare him. Just gonna continue to maintain the bleeds on the Boss Killer as best as possible. Keep whittling him away. No trick available for Cyclone God anymore. If Boss could just get that Hodge in it, he might be able to make work of this guy. Cyclone coming out from range. Could bubble or bop it if you wanted to. Or bubble at least. Couldn't bob that one. Wait, can you? Could you pop Cyclone? Because it is technically physical. It's not something that could be dispelled. I don't think you can. Gonna be Thorns for Cyclone God X. He gets a big bite into Boss Killer. Boss Killer does have middle long wings. Try to see if he can roll in into Cyclone God X. Big Temporals need to come out. That's gonna be Thorns. Could bubble this right now. Oh, before the bubble, spend the last global into a judgment thinking he could live. But a big bite is all it took. Sparta's gonna be the last man standing on Team Red. Try to see if he can get around Cyclone God as best as possible. He's going to go for the long-term build. Temporal coming in. His camera's going to be messed up for a bit, but that's okay. Nothing I can really do about it. That's going to be a Cyclone onto Spart in the opener by Cyclone God. I mean, I guess he is a Cyclone God, so wouldn't he would make sense for him to be using Cyclones in his duels. As Spart is going to be playing the Crucible Flame for that a little bit of that extra instant cast damage. Try to see if he can chase Cyclone God X with an Arcane Missile or two. This is going to keep the dot rolling to deny the opener by Cyclone. Looks like I think he tried to see if he can get a prowl there, but it looks like he's not going to be able to. Try to see if he can get some damage onto Spart. You just need to get the bleeds rolling just to get a big setup going. And Spart needs to get him out in the open, which is exactly what he's doing. And he's trying to blink around him, whittle him down, play monkey in the middle with the guy, and try to keep the slows rolling every time he power shifts. Every one of those instant casts is going to continue healing Spart, especially the dampening, which is about 17% right now, climbing higher into the 20s in a few minutes. Bash comes in onto Spart, trinkets out of it immediately. Cyclone God does have Incarnation rolling, and Spart is not even letting this fellow re-stealth at all. He just gotta try to stay on him as best as possible. Could, I think, back blink at Cyclone God if he wanted to. Spart did have some cooldowns available as well, but he's gonna go for instant cast regardless. He's just gonna go instants all day. Cyclone does finally get himself a little bit of a reset, finally, and he's gonna go for that regenerating. Spart could go for some food right now. Pick up eyes and go for food. Cyclone could poke out and moonfire him, which I think exactly what he's going to try to do. Going to get back in there because he's in a much better position. Arcane Missile's coming up for Spartus. He's going to blink around the Feral. Temporal coming in, and so Cyclone could peel away. And I think that's not exactly what he wants to do, but he simply just can't catch up to Spart. But Temporal just couldn't get any kind of healing going, except from whatever damage the bleeds would have inflicted and whatever PvE procs for PvE pieces of gear. Bash and Spart does ice block the opener, the first stun by Cyclone God out. Maybe second stun ever, but the stun by Cyclone. And Spart, his health is doing okay for 29% dampening, 30% dampening now. Cyclone just continuing to heal like a Resto Druid. He just goes behind the pillar, gets the dots up, who goes out for Spart, gets the dots up and running, get the bleeds going, and he goes behind the pillar and starts regrowthing. Gonna be a Maledict onto Cyclone. Try to see if he can deny him any kind of healing. Is he gonna be able to do a lot of healing without that? Maledict actually absorbing quite a bit. Try to see if he can open up into Spart. Spart denied it, actually getting quite a bit of damage into Cyclone. Could maybe blink around the corner. Cyclone gonna go for all the healing in the world that he's got right now. Spart is gonna go for as many instant casts, redotting Cyclone to make sure that the dot is there. Cyclone, I think, is kind of sort of running out of mana. Maybe he's gonna go for a regrowth, has a wall back up, has a trinket if he needs to leap and run on top of Spart, and Temporal coming in for Spart immediately, gonna be able to re-heal through a lot of the damage. Trinkets out of the bash immediately. Cyclone has a wall if he needs to Spart, taking him out in the open, just so he can play monkey around the middle with the guys. It's gonna be a lucid dream for Cyclone. Maybe he can get a lot of energy to get a bunch of shreds of the Spart, not able to maximize the value. The Spart is just blinking around him. Maybe that could be enough damage right now. Spart's trying to go for something right now. And I think Cyclone might be out of mana completely, just trying to heal himself as much as possible, trying to let a regrowth. Spart is not letting it happen. Does get one regrowth in, but the dampening is 36% right now. Spart blinking on top of him. Maybe Cyclone might happen. No, it doesn't happen. Does he have the dodge damage? It looks like the dodge might be enough. And that's going to be a Crucible of Flame to take out a Cyclone God X. And Seamark is going to be up next, trying to see if he can tussle with the muscle that is Spart. Just spent all that time trying to take out a Feral Druid. Whittled him down. Spart just needs the time. He needs the concentration. He'll eventually get the Druid down, but he just needs the time. And now he's gonna have to go against Seamark. It's like, it's kind of like, hey, here's the master and here's the novice. Seamark isn't bad at all, but I know that Seamark has had far more experience as a fire mage than arcane. He's not a bad arcane mage. We saw him duel 1 for as long as he did. That was very well done. But Spart's been living. He's born in arcane, literally molded by it. Seamark is gonna have to start whittling down Spart, cashing him as much as he can and trying to get as much damage out as possible. Is gonna try to get a knock up on the Spart as he's getting those free arcane missiles in, as Seamark just doesn't have a way to interrupt it. That's gonna be arcane mages blinking around on one another and just whittling and tickling each other with damage. Spart getting in a couple of those strains of arcane missiles though, which is really good for him. Continuing to Arcane Explosion, both of them, just to maintain their healing. They do get artifact weapon, Azeroth traits, in order whenever they do insta-cast spells, which is majority of Arcane Mage spells. Between your Arcane Barrage, Arcane Explosion, Spell Steal, you're slow, you can get the Palm and insta-cast Arcane Blast like Spart did just there, just trying to go for some damage. So doing all of those, Arcane Mages heal for quite a bit. Except for your like Arcane Missiles, but even those you can kind of like, you won't be able to get a healing out of those, but people will like stutter step it, so almost like instant. Spart is actually just throwing shields back and forth to one another, spell stealing one another. Spart getting locked out on Arcane is actually going to go for a Maledict onto Seamark. Going to be Cyclonic Blast right now. Could Spart go for an Invis? Took quite a lot of damage from Cyclonic Blast. Is going to go for Invis for a second. Try to see if he can polymorph Seamark. He does land it. And is going to try to steal all his buffs while he's got it. But still needs to go for a lot of healing right now. That trinket puts Seamark back, or Spart so back. And Seamark definitely has the advantage right now just from having him sit it, knocking up Spart just to make sure he doesn't get the cast off. Spart is coming back with damage on Seamark little by little. His health is not really doing all that amazing, but he is starting to whittle down Seamark's health little by little as well. Both of them are just trying to see if he can juke out each other's interrupts, or trying to see if he can lock each other out. Gonna be Spart locking out Seamark right there and gonna send some arcane missiles at him right now. Doing quite a lot of damage, trying to equalize the health. Gonna be a massive invocation for both of the arcane mages as the duel of the wizards continues. Spart is gonna even go for first aid. He needs it, man. At this point, he needs some aid. He's gonna be able to get some health. Both of their health is actually very similar to one another. It's neck to neck. Could be anyone's game. Gonna be a temporal for Spart. Seamark dropping down that ice block. Spart definitely has the advantage here. Could eliminate Seamark with just a few globals. Seamark is gonna go on the defensive, trying to heal up as much as possible, and Spart is gonna get an arcane blast in there with an arcane missile as he does port back. Porting back on top of Seamark, trying to see if he can maybe get a knock up onto Spart. Seamark trying to hang in there little by little. Arcane barrage coming in for Spart. Maybe enough, and it was enough to finish off Seamark. Who's next? Is it going to be Deathsteel? Is Deathsteel going to give Spart an opportunity to at least catch a full reheal? Or is that going to be a 61% dampening arcane mage spam and arcane explosion until he can get some health back? Stunner around the corner. Deathsteel is able to get the A-bomb out. That's going to do a lot of damage to Spart. And AMS coming out a little bit early for Spart. That's going to be a long game of just running and trying to keep the Death Knight slowed. And try to see if he can blink around him. Going to blink far away. Trying to see if he can juke out. Maybe a grip does get the grip out of him. Another blink comes in. Good blink back against Deathsteel, trying to slow down him and the army of the dead. Arcane missiles around the corner, and he's just getting himself a little bit of damage while hiding from the line of sight that is Deathsteel. All the pets are collapsing on top of Spart. The A-bomb does run out, and the other pets do explode on top of Spart. He does ice block it at a weird moment, but I guess maybe he expected that explosion out of the Unholy Death Knight, or at least he didn't feel safe there. A couple of instant casts to Deathsteel with a Maledict to follow. Deathsteel won't be able to get a lot of healing out. This could be an opportunity for Spart to end him right now, get him stunned up, trick inside of it with an arcane missile. Actually took out Deathsteel. Who's going to be the next guy? Whoever it is, please give Spart an opportunity to get a full honor duel here, man. Let him eat food. Let him eat, boy. Let him eat. It's going to be gloves. Is it gloves or declock? Looks like it is going to be declock. Is he going to let him, though? Is he going to let him eat food? Nope, he doesn't look... he might? Oh. He's going to poke it out. Oh, what a nice guy. What a nice guy. He wants to give Sparta full honor, though. What a beautiful gentleman right here. Declock here as a Destro Warlock. Actually, he's Destro. I feel like he would feel pretty confident. He's like, you know what? Dampening's a little kind of high, but you know what? I'm a Destro Warlock. I just need to get a couple of those Casbolts in. Maybe conflagrate Sparta to rid him in place. Set him with a horror and a fear and a massive death-defying Casbolt. Gonna be a temporal coming in for Sparta a little bit early. Try to see what I think he was trying to. He didn't interrupt declock. I think it's almost like he tried to line that fear into the pillar. Did he actually light it? Was he actually able to? Infernal coming down with with a horror effect onto Spartacus. Casbolt, oh, to get it set up. Spart, I think, tried to go for maybe the interrupt. Didn't quite get it. Fear into another Casbolt, and Spart might be done with that. Oh, Casbolt didn't go. I think the fear passed him right by like a pixel. Out of line of sight, and Spart over there back with another colossal husk. It was an undead abomination, now it's an infernal coming down. And declock looking to get those Casbolts in. Spart's out, not looking that healthy at all. Has himself safeguard trinket coming up. Is gonna blink on top of declock for a second. This is gonna interrupt him on a fear. Can he do anything against Casbolts? Gonna try to blink back, but he still took quite a bit of damage. Temporal coming out right now. Trying to get the instant cast in with Arcane Blast. That's so much damage coming in with just the pet and the dot. I think Spart might be down. That was it. Spart played that one out as well as he could. Imagine Cyclone God going 1v4 and Spart coming back as much as he did. You heal for more than you do damage. That's not a class. Feral, that's not a real class. Feral is not a real class. Feral is not a real class. I don't believe it. Ferals heal for them, they do more damage. Blizzard, I would be perfectly fine if you gave Ferals more consistent buff their auto attack by like 300%, but tone down that healing for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Tone it down. Let's all tone down the feral healing. Just by, at least in PvP, you know what I mean? Like if you want to be a feral druid and you want to be able to like stop